So I'm gonna take you through a set of isometrics that you can do every morning, every afternoon, every evening, whenever you like to do them. They're quick, they're easy. A couple of rules to go by. If you can't get to a position, the same position that I'm getting to, don't worry. It's okay. It's not your position. It's the position that I get to. I'll try to explain each position as I go. Since I'm rather new at this, talking to a camera, bear with me. If you have some questions, leave them in the comments. Get to me on my Facebook site. Everything will be posted on YouTube, and I'll do my best to answer questions for you. But again, this is my routine, and I don't give my routine out normally to people. A variation of isometrics depending on the person. I always try to evaluate them first and then give them a progression that they can tolerate. They don't necessarily do my routine. But let's see if you follow along at home. If this is something that feels good, let me know. So we're going to start on our back with some trunk rotations. I'm going to use 12 seconds. You can vary that. I usually, if I'm a beginner, I'll start with 6 seconds. If I were giving it to somebody to progress, then I'll have them do 6, 9, 12, 15 seconds, maybe longer depending on the person and what they can tolerate, what they can handle. I'm going to use 12 seconds for the sake of video and timing. So here we go. I use a timer. So again, we're going to start on our back. You're going to bring legs up, knees bent. And all I'm going to have you do is gently rotate that lower torso to one side. You are not taking it as far as you can. What you're doing is just feeling out rotation. You're going to come back to neutral, drop down, and come back up and rotate to the other side. Again, a gentle rotation. I'm just trying to get my core rotating. I'm not trying to feel out some kind of stretch, as it were. We're coming back to neutral. I want to have you come up into a hip lift. There's going to be lots of these. You're just trying to bring those hips up. Stretch them out best you can. Squeeze the glutes. Then we're going to go seated upright. And I'm going to have you rotate. You can go right to left, left to right. We'll just try to keep it even. And come out of that. Again, to the other side. I like to keep my knees a little bent. I don't straighten them totally out. This is not about the legs here. This is about just pure rotation of my spine. I'm going to come back down into that hip lift. Essentially what I'm doing is a core movement or a couple core movements, and then using my hip lift or bridge here to come back to neutral or get back to neutral. So now I'm going to bring legs up, knees bent, and I'm going to reverse a crunch. So what I'm trying to do is lift basically my butt off the ground. Now, it's not coming off the ground, is it? Not by much. What I'm feeling is that lower portion of my abdominals. I come back down, I come back up, and then I'm going to come up into a crunch. And now I'm just feeling out from the top of my abs down to the bottom. Come back down and come back up into that bridge, hip lift, whatever you'd like to call it. Just feeling out, stretching my quads, squeezing my glutes. Okay. Now I am going to scissor kick. I'm bringing one leg up. high as I can bring it without bending the knee. If I bent my knee, I'm going to come up a little bit higher. So I'm just going to bring this guy up as high as I can, squeeze the other leg down. Now I'm going to switch legs. Bring this guy up high as I can, keeping the knee locked, pushing the other leg down. This can vary every morning how high that goes. I'm back up into my hip lift. Squeezing up. And I'm going to have you flip over. You're going to go into a plank. Up on your elbows, up on your toes. Now, if you can't do this, what I want you to do is this. You're just squeezing your abs, kind of pushing your elbows to your knees. Now we're going to come up into a low back raise. Simple, up. If you'd like to extend the arms up, get that full extension, that's good. And back to our plank. Again, from the elbows to the toes. In between, I'm trying to push this towards my toes and my toes towards my elbows, squeezing my abs. Then I'm going to bring my arms out about 45 degrees, come up into that same extension. Arms up. And we're back to our plank. And once you get the handle of this, your transitions will become smoother and you'll do probably a quicker transition rather than what I've got is 5 seconds. Now I'm going to bring my arms out 90 degrees. Same idea, coming up into extension. Use those arms as levers. My shoulders involved. Again with a plank. And please remember, if you're down on your knees, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just trying to squeeze your abs in this position. And to a Superman. So somewhere in that 125 to full up flexion of your shoulders. I like 125. Feels good. I can externally rotate my arms here. Feel that upper back. I'm going to finish off with some legs. I'm going to have you come down and squat. Now, here's where I go. Notice, toes are pointed out slightly, knees are aligned with those feet. I'm going to come out of that. Then we're going to go into what I call a big step. I know, looks like a lunge, doesn't it? Here's where I go on that lunge. I'm squeezing the quad, squeezing the glutes, keeping myself upright. Don't worry about going way down. Be right here. We're going to come back, come into a squat. Again, this could be my squat. This could be my squat. I'm just bending my knees, bringing my hips back. Okay. And then we're going to turn. Again, think big step. Okay. And then here I go. Squeezing the quads, squeezing the glutes, staying upright. All right. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Quick 24 moves there. You want to repeat them, you go right ahead. But for me, that's a nice, quick, easy way to get my body activated and moving, okay? Even though I'm holding, I'm moving into each position. I'm transitioning into each position. So it's nonstop. I have clients do as many as 120, 150 of those at a time. Depends on their level. But start easy. Start with 24, then move up. Don't get crazy with it. You're just trying to feel muscles squeeze and do their job. See you tomorrow. Day 2 is tomorrow. Get ready.